think we're live. We should be live to all the platforms. Hey, out there, welcome back to another Heartbeat live tutorial. To the 20-some folks in the audience tuning in, would love to hear where y'all tuning in from. If you're in the studio audience, if you're out there on YouTube, if you're out there on LinkedIn, watching the LinkedIn Live, all the comments come into our live chat stream. So let us know where you're from. City, nation, all the different places around the world. We'll read some of those off as we come in. Welcome in. I'll also shoot out a reminder that if you guys are watching us on YouTube, if you are watching us on LinkedIn, do follow us, do follow the channel, do follow the brand page so that you can get notified of all the other live streams that we do. But let's jump in. Let's see. So we've got folks from Amman, Jordan, from the Philippines. We got from Denver, Colorado, Lexington, Kentucky, Argentina, London in the UK, Burlington, Ontario, Toronto, there's an Ontario, Canada, small town, Annette, Elijah, read that one for me. You're from that neck of the woods, if you would.
Penitang machine?
Yeah,
I'm going to go with that.
I was screaming at it on
Probably
mute.
more
Sorry,
French
Mike.
than
I
that.
apologize.
No worries, no worries.
Penitang machine
All right.
is accurate. Well done.
Cologne, Germany, Sardinia, New Zealand. Did we miss any time zone on Earth right now? Atlanta, Georgia.
Philippines.
We got the Philippines in there. Awesome. All right.
I'm in
Welcome,
Arizona.
guys. As you guys are tuning in, welcome again to the live tutorial series that we have here at Heartbeat, where we teach you all the things that you need to know, not just about Heartbeat and how to build a community business, but how to do the business side of a community business. And that's what this one's about. So chances are, if you're here, you saw the prompt or you saw the how-to to just that you might be a busy community builder, or you might have a couple things on your plate and you might really want to have content in your community that drives connections and has a thriving vibe. But you're human and you only have so many hours. And so you're thinking about maybe that little thing that they said is kind of AI and it's a kind of a vibe and maybe it's a trend that kind of is sticking around, who knows. Might be worth doing, but you don't want to lose your soul in the process. You don't want to lose the humanity or your voice. And that's what this session's about. So really excited to have our host back again, Elijah Drown. Elijah is a creative sidekick and fractional creative director. He provides a variety of creative strategy and content services from podcasts to audio and video content. Elijah, you've got a background in radio and corporate communications, and you have a career helping people communicate more effectively across various platforms. Oh. You could do, just as so you guys know a little bit more about Elijah, he handles the video and audio editing and social media publishing for us here at Heartbeat. He's also a preferred partner, which means if you go to heartbeat.chat/partners, you'll see he's got a profile there along with a few other vendors who are vetted by us who provide services outside of the Heartbeat ecosystem itself, but directly relevant to your business. Welcome back, my friend. Appreciate having you here.
Thank you. I missed you, Mike, and everyone across the globe. This is pretty cool. Thanks for having me back. It's kind of nice to figure out things and find stuff and kind of be on both sides. I'm always editing the magic that you guys make, and it's nice to be able to figure out how to make the magic a little better for you guys.
Yeah. Is it better or worse when you have to edit your own?
It's odd. It took me about, I don't know, 15 years to get used to my voice. It's a thing, human nature. People don't like the sound of it. And being in radio, that was a thing I had to get over. And
to hear
now
your own
I'm
voice all the
volunteering
time.
at a radio station locally here at a community radio station. And you just kind of get used to it. Like, screw it. I'm middle-aged now. I have too many things that I've messed up in my life. I can only get used to my voice so many times. I just get over it and be cool as Mike. So I think we're good.
Oh, I should not be the benchmark for cool, man. You got. Look, I don't have a cool hat like you do.
My hair's a hot mess, and my earphones get too hot. So I gotta. It's a system. You figure it out.
It's a system. It's a system, guys. It's a system. Yeah. All right. So this session, we are going to learn how to swap cookie cutter posts for scroll stopping stories. And in this tutorial, we're going to crack open GPT-powered workflows to turn raw member insights into imaginative articles, emails, and social threads without draining your bandwidth. You're going to see real prompts, remix techniques, and guardrails that keep your brand voice intact while AI does all the heavy lifting. And you're going to walk away with repeatable frameworks to spark fresh content ideas, shape narrative arcs, and keep your community talking long after the post goes live. So Elijah, tell us, who are you dialing this in for? What is like the main dream, hope, ideal state you want people to walk away with feeling at the end of this session?
There's a lot going on for community admins, right? You have this bootstrapping thing that you pour your heart and soul into. Even translates into small businesses. You're a solopreneur, you're somebody with a small team, and there's only so much cash to go around. I'd love to make it rain like the Heartbeat community members that are, six figures and above, but not everybody's there yet. And it'll take time, and that's okay. So for those people, how do you maximize your time without putting up a bunch of crap that you're not proud of? So I'm hoping to get you 80% of the way there, give you some ideas and framework. And then maybe, Mike, if we can figure out how to put some of those frameworks in the hearth later, that Heartbeat community, to be able to go back and celebrate, have fun, and then maybe ask some questions in the community, and we can kind of, hashtag figure it out.
I dig it. No, absolutely. We're going to get some frameworks up in the hearth. So if you guys aren't, if you're tuning in out on the socials or out there, or if you're in the community, in the Heartbeat family, so to speak, but you're not in the hearth, worth getting there. So that's our free customer community to join. So many resources there. All of it's indexed and searchable, thankfully. But you can get in there, get peer support, and get all the resources, including the ones that we're going to make after this session, Elijah. I like that idea a lot. Awesome. So guys, we're going to have some examples Elijah's going to start walking us through right now, but at the end, or in the middle, we're going to get some Q&A throughout, and we're going to start leaving a period of time open for your questions that we can start crafting some stuff that's more tailored to the folks who are tuned in with us live. Awesome. And Elijah, thank you for putting that Join the Hearth link in there. That is awesome. So, all right, Maestro, kick us off here. Get us running.
I'd love to share some ideas and kind of use some of the inbound leads I got from the special sauce, meaning that there's a few members that were kind enough to share and give me permission to go ham on their public information and kind of just go to town on the creative stuff. So I want to kind of just show my process and what to think about with chat. But first, if you could, just to frame about how to think differently, I'll tell you a bit of a story. It's PG-13, I promise. And then we'll kind of go from there. My story is, I think I've cracked the marketing code. Allow me to explain in a way everybody understands. Fornication. Many people enjoy the act, but only when they're in the mood. Some get creative with new different positions, accessories, and places. Others are comfortable on their back, on the same place that they rest their weary head. Lastly, when I show those same comfortable people a video of how marketing should be done, the people immediately put on this act of panic, shock, and dismay, as if they've never seen a marketing video before. And the people immediately, I don't know, some days it's like having people in your corner that have never heard of marketing. And other days, I just want to talk about marketing all the time. Is this the way everybody thinks about marketing, or is it just me? And you can see the different layers, and Mike blush, which is fantastic. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Happy to just blush on command for you.
I'm feeling the called out, and I'm not even talking about it. So that's a nice thing.
I'm trying to hear how close are my kids out my door right now.
Oh yeah, if you have your speakers on, you should. Sorry about that, kids. But
no, you're fine.
Everybody needs to learn big words. It's okay. But there's an example. It's kind of cute, fun, and out there, and a bit risque. But it's a nice way to think about something different. Is my exercise. How do you relate to something in a different way that's unique and captivating and kind of makes you think a little bit? What the heck was he talking about? He's not talking about marketing, and I can't tell you what it is because I'll get Mike embarrassed again. And poor Mike. We want to keep them together. Here we go.
We're good. We're good, guys. And
Rick
yes, there's no visuals right now. Yeah, I to keep it PG-13, there are no visuals to go with this metaphor.
That's
Thank
a
you.
different community,
Yes.
not here today.
That's not this community. No, that's not this vibe
Elijah's
right now. Okay.
always keeping it fun. If you have not seen his previous tutorial, make sure and go.
Well, the Dungeon
On the
Dragons
continuum
were easy
of corporate PowerPoint to complete insanity, Elijah's definitely on the insanity side of the center point.
Well, it's fun. We're keeping it light, and I love icebreakers. So thank you for tolerating me. It's better than tell me about a time when you whatever at the old Bandcamp stories are too much in corporate icebreakers. But here we are. I'll share my screen real quick. I'll just go through some ideas, kind of give you some examples. We'll talk through it. And if you need help with anything, you're kind of curious, what would this look like? What am I doing? Maybe we can even convince Mike. He's going through some gym a community. That's his community in the Heartbeat. He's going through some iterations of increasing his membership and email campaign. So maybe we could talk about that strategy too, just for
Sure
fun.
thing.
But here we go.
I'm happy to be fodder, but of course, if you guys in the chat, you've got stuff too, we're happy to take care of you guys first and foremost. I get to chat with Elijah all the time too, but if I need to, I will sacrifice.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see if we can get to the right window. There we go. If we could do this once, we'll do it again. Perfect. There we are. So Jessica V is one of the Heartbeat community members. She didn't give me a ton of information, so I want to kind of set the base for you and kind of explain what you can do as a base model, a baseline. Jessica V, I explained that she had, what I know about her, what we chatted about, not a lot. Kind of her Instagram that she shared, her community bio that we have for members, and just kind of went through some information. I don't need to read it all to you, but if you really want, I can share it later. What the secret sauce was, I just wanted to make sure the chat could go out and search for the internet, get a baseline and figure stuff out, because chat, as much as we love or hate it, it's an AI prediction tool. So it tries to predict everything that's going to happen. Like it has a crystal ball and it's going to figure things out. It's kind of like having voices in your head, but not the crazy version, right? So it can always do different things. So I just wanted to kind of say, here's the things that I want to do. I want a top 10 checklist. She doesn't have a community yet. She's growing. She's figuring it out. She's getting there. She hasn't launched. And maybe some community themes, maybe some email campaign ideas, maybe some video topics that we could lean into so she could promote her community when the time comes.
Or a wait list, because we've got that wait list feature.
We'll have to add that. Thanks, Mike. And so it thinks a bit. It doesn't really matter about these models and these systems or what AI you're using. It just matters that you kind of figure out how to think like AI, as if you're like a junior marketer or a VA or somebody that's never really been emotional human before, and they're trying to emulate the things you're doing without having a clue how to do it. So there you go. Yeah, I have my folder for everything. I've organized, Celine. I'm getting there. And you'll see a Heartbeat folder. Don't tell Mike that we'll get there too. Yeah, it's good. So 5 community themed concepts that came up with, and then it gave me a bit of a summary. So she's into zero waste. That's cool. Roots and resilience circles, because that's part of her brand. Some Art Spark Youth Creative, because she likes being a maker and creating things. In Stockton, I believe that's on the West Coast of the U.S., she can do in-person pop-ups and events and getting people together if you want to combine the online with the reels. That's always fun. And maybe a design forum. Came up with some launch campaigns inside the collective, member spotlight, sneak peeks, all these things that would be a great start. But I'm trying to give you an example, not as a, oh, wow, look at this. This is amazing. This is kind of an entry point. If you give it the basics, here's what you'll expect. And then you kind of go through promo ideas and launch campaigns and checklists. And basically, here's the 10-step process. Here you go. And that says you can, do a few things extra that would help to have that hybrid experience. So you kind of get an idea. Here's an output based on a paragraph and basically point form stuff. Here's some information. Here's a light bio. Here's an Instagram post, and poof. And even came up with some prices. Free, $10, $25, maybe a good starting point for your community price point. So that's good. And then when I get more into it, there's Tanya, who's a live streamer. You've seen her a bit on the Hearth, Tanya Smith. I did a bit more homework because she gave me a bit more information. So I'll just scroll up the top because it's a lot. I wanted to make sure that I'm talking to ChatGPT like a person. It's weird at first, but then helps frame the tone. If you treat, I don't know, like an assistant or like those robots that speak to you, kind of like the Jetsons. If I'm old, everybody else should be, and they should understand who Rosie is. If you don't, I'm sorry, but it was a smart-ass robot on the Jetsons, kind of emulates this AI feeling that I have. I explained what Tanya is. I gave a bit of a bio. I said, here's some point form stuff from her brand guide that she was kind enough to share with me. I said maybe she's patient, she's calm, and Tamara loves the Jetsons. Thank you. Radio peeps hanging out, loving the Jetsons. Here's a website. Here's what she does. Here's all the things going on. Her about page. And I'm just feeding it some information, some stuff from LinkedIn. And you kind of get the idea. As a social media expert, I want chat to wear this hat. How do you emulate a social media expert? how do you emulate a marketing professional? If you don't specifically ask it to emulate a certain job criteria or title, it's kind of like those inner voices. It has a lot of personalities, but only in a good way. And if you don't, it'll come up with a lot of generic information and try to guess what you're doing. So the more information that you can give it, the less guesswork it has and the less slop you create. So that's kind of important to say. Pretend it knows nothing, like you're talking to your 5-year-old, trying to figure out how painful it is to get them to understand what the hecking marketing motion is. I'm sure even for your preteen, Mike, that's terrible and nauseating, but you go through it and you're like, that was painful, but I can do better next time. And that's kind of how we position it. So it gives us some actionable items. As a social expert, we have how to drive the live stream. That's what Tanya does every week. How do we get more people to eyeballs on this thing? Here's maybe 30-second highlights, a teaser, optimizing clips, all the call to actions that all the marketing motions that a social media expert would assume that they would know to do. You can go to repurpose your content. You can go to private invitations. You maybe give them a gift card to invite them to a special VIP event, whatever these sort of things that you want, but you get the idea. There's a bunch of stuff that you can try to start with and then go from there. And I said, she's already like one of these things I found, I liked, and I said, hey, this person is already doing the thing. How could we do this a little better? And that's where the iteration and refining comes in. For those AI pros, you know this. And then we keep going in more. Okay, here's some tactics that we can use. Maybe LinkedIn communities. Maybe there's a co-create a digital summit or panel or webinar, something like that, so she can tap into somebody else's network. These are all things that seem like they're pretty natural and, oh yeah, duh, but when you're in the moment, you don't always think of these things. And it kind of gives you this fresh perspective on why it's important. So if you frame it, say, hey, chat, give me some ideas and then tell me why it's good and how it relates to me and how it can be SEO friendly or how I can check that, because we all need the technical mojo from the back end on the internet. And then you layer these and it kind of gives you an example, which is great. But if I can go a step further, I'll just see if I can take, as you can see, I'm going into my folder, pardon me, and we'll go into some transcripts. So I pulled some audio with Tanya's permission to go from her YouTubes, pick out a popular video, and put in a transcript. And the reason for this is you can take out all the things that she says into chat and say, hey, give me a social media post about, let's see, or better yet, retrieve 5 sentences. Bear with me while I do this in real time. Sentences that are impactful. Scroll stopping. What else is good to get people's attention, Mr. Marketer Mike? What are things?
It would be idea if you could resonate with either pain points of whatever her ideal customer is. I don't know if you got that information in your research. I didn't get to read all that you put into the prompt originally.
Yeah, I didn't want to go through the painfulness of having to read word for word, so thank you.
Sure. But if it's in there, yeah, you should ask it to align with that.
Match her identity and personality. Use contractions. So I'm being specific because sometimes it, avoid the M dash that I've loved to hate so far. So we're going to try that. And
Jessica suggested engaging.
Oh, thank you. Engaging. And then identify or give me ideas of matching pictures for the sentences using the attached. Let's see what it comes up with. It'll take a minute, pardon me, but it'll take, whether you're using 0440 or whatever, that doesn't matter, but it'll kind of get into the idea. So here we go. As long as you can see that. So here's, ever feel like you're talking to crickets when you go live? Let's turn the silence into real conversation with paying clients. You shouldn't have to wrestle with tech glitches alone. Get simple systems that actually let you focus on your message. It still uses the M dash. I love it and hate it for that, but we'll fix that in the end.
GPT is in an M dash era right now.
It's trying to make people sound human, and it's doing a terrible job, and that's why us humans get into correcting and editing, and that's one of the purposes I want to give you. We're going through these systems and ideas. It really doesn't mean that you're going to just set it and forget it. it means that you're going to get 70%, 80% of the way there, and you're still going to have to be an editor kind of approve, like you're that newspaper or digital magazine editor that you still have to go in and make sure it kind of tweaks and goes. You'll still have to go through back and forth. You'll say, that's not good enough. Try again, give it some feedback, coach and mentor it like a junior staff member. But the whole point is you got the ball rolling, you got some great ideas, and you can hone in on this.
I love how like these are her words, right? Directly.
Yeah, it's from the transcript, so I can
from the
pull it up
transcript
if you want, but yeah.
But any of these guys, like as a marketer too, and like Elijah, like these are scroll stopping hooks. Like if you started a social post with any of those sentences, that's a good hook.
It's better than what I'm going to come up with right now because I'm crazy with the euphemisms and that doesn't resonate with Tanya's audience, right? And this is a little jarring, but it's the transcript from the video. It's about a 10-minute video, and it's pretty good. Like it's not perfect, obviously, it's not word for word, but that's the transcript that it pulled from the audio. Why audio and not video? Because it's faster to process and it's smaller for your computer to store. That's the only reason. And there are ways, if you're interested, hit me up in the Hearth and I'll show you how to do different techie ways and non-techie ways to get the transcript for low cost or free. But I don't want to necessarily go that far because I don't want to entice people to rip videos off. Poor Tanya works hard on it, right? So we can always do that one-on-one. Any one of these 5 that stands out for you, and I'm going to quick show you how to kind of dive into a social post real quick. Mike, do you want to choose because you're a marketing machine? Can you see that okay?
Well, yeah, well, guys, all right, we got on the screen, we got option 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Why don't we see if you're in the chat? Why don't you vote real quick? Throw in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to see. I'll get the first one that gets 4 votes is going to be the one that I'll pick. So let's throw some options in here. Which hook do you guys want? All right, we got to vote for a 3. Maybe there's only 1 voter. Maybe Oliver has all the voting power. Oh, no, here we go. Now they're pouring in. All right, Jamie voted for 4. We got Kim voting for 1. Tamara voted for a 1. We got a 4. Okay, we got a tie between 4 and 1.
Oh, there's another 4.
4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, 4 got it. All right, guys, excellent. Appreciate the voting. Number 4 got to the benchmark first. All right, so Elijah, you're not saying take this idea and you restate it. Okay.
Yeah, and just kind of be super clear. So it's the problem with ChatGPT is even though it's great, the OpenAI, the company that owns ChatGPT, doesn't like to store the information verbatim. So what they do is summarize everything to low-cost storage option. And it'd be preferred that if you're techie, you have a way to store this stuff on your computer and then connect to it. Or Google Drive, it connects to that and grabs the document, off you go. But every time you do one of these outputs, it summarizes. So that's why I like to be specific. Tanya's, I don't know, LinkedIn page, because she's on LinkedIn page, and to make it conversation. Let's try something a little unique, unhinged, and combine white space with short sentences. Use contractions and southern. She's on the southern side. I'm Canadian, so pardon me for my ignorance. But if she's not quite on the southern side of the states, but to help relate, I'm just using this example to others. I suggest 3 hooks that are scroll stopping, and then suggest keywords to search or pictures in, I don't know, let's say Pixabay. That's one that's often royalty free. So that was kind of a quick guide of how to kind of look at things. And Stan, I love you too. Thank you, A, for that. Red, green, forever. He said go
Canada. Hashtag A.
Yeah, that's all you need. So Tanya she's more of a calm demeanor. She's cool and calm and just chill. Like nothing is going to bother her. So I thought it'd be kind of fun. Just say, let's see what the polar opposite of her perceived personality would be. I wouldn't say go unhinged on all the time, but this is the cuff. This is kind of neat. It's almost like she's rhyming or singing or kind of have that essence of just fun, loving Tanya, if you know her.
We've got some other folks from the deep south getting a good laugh.
I try to say y'all, but it sounds funny coming from someone from the north. So I'm going to try Deborah, but you do you and have some fun. Stop guessing, start asking. what y'all want to see. Grab that megaphone, real talk, real time. They holler back in chat. You serve up exactly what they're hankering for. No more tumbleweed. It's a little, as you can see. Let's there we go. It's
Leaned
a
into
little
the metaphors a
it's a
little
little
bit.
honey and
Yeah.
corny,
The
but
backyard hoedown.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Tanya's gonna kill me, but that's okay. Sorry, Tanya. Love you, Mom.
Wow.
She takes she has a great sense of humor. So
You
thank
might sometimes need to prompt it to avoid cliches
yeah.
because it'll lean in on those.
Try again with no cliches, and try to be a little more natural and less awkward. Seriously, and
You
it's
just
like
ask it.
it
Yeah.
just have a stream of consciousness and go, and don't be, and there it goes. You all been winging your live shows. What if you could just ask your folks what they want to see? They'll holler back in chat. They'll give exactly that. No more guesswork, better streams, better sales. Tanya, that's not bad. That's better
It's a
than
little better.
hopefully hoedown.
It drops the hoedown. Yeah.
It's less awkward. And I say maybe it's
I
tired
want to
of
go to
crickets
this
in the
hoedown.
chat. Sorry, Misty.
I want to go to this hoedown. I'm
Yeah,
in.
it's kind of fun. Uh, what if your audience ran your next show? They kind of are on this one. This is what's happening. We're having fun. We're forgetting about that 9 to 5 thing or whatever you're doing. It's kind of fun. Yeah, we'll have to. She'll see the recording. I'm certain of it. She follows Heartbeat YouTubes, so she's pretty busy today. But we got some Pixabay, which is just a free, royalty-free website you can go to grab some pictures. You can search megaphone crowd chat, silhouette of somebody talking, the chat bubbles, but I can kind of see somebody with a megaphone as in memeing, right? So that's kind of what goes on. Help me develop a 7 email. What is it called, Mike?
Like a welcome sequence?
The
Or like a
sequence.
drip?
That's it.
Yeah.
To piggyback this social media post with the same flavor, but more professional and line with Tanya's voice. See what it comes up with. It's Jamie's used it to help. You've probably seen things that you're not surprised by, Jamie, but we're trying to give a different way of thinking about things. So email 1, what if you stop guessing? And it gives you the subject, first name, and stuff to put in, which is cool. And then the secret to real-time feedback. That's pretty cool. Your audience is the best content strategist. Yes. And how do you weave AI into your audience question? See it in action, real time wins, and your turn, how to book a quick call, and all these things. How give me the steps on how to set this all up in Kit. ConvertKit is an email marketing tool. It's free to start. I'm not promoting it. It's just something I thought of at the second. So I've got this email now. I want to set it up. Okay, so here we go, and it figured out. Oh, usually it does. Sorry. I'm talking and reading at the same time.
Yeah. I love how AI is infinitely patient. That's the thing to remember, guys. Like, you'll never frustrate it. So, like, if you have to iterate through it, that's just part of it.
The only problem I don't like is that it's biased to your ego. It's like, hey, I love what you're doing. You're the best thing since sliced bread. Smooches. No, give me something critical. Please be honest with me. But we're getting there.
I had to build a whole sequence into my prompts to have it spar with me a little bit, not to be argumentative, but to challenge and require me to provide evidence if I need to debate it with
Give
something.
you the devil's advocate. I think the little angels on your shoulder talking at you. It's fun. So yeah, I guess we pay the premium for us. I want real answers, though, Tamara. You know, I want somebody to tell me to cut the shit, to knock it off. You know, your posts aren't funny, even though you think you're hilarious. It's not. You know, but so I said, ConvertKit, tell me how to do it, and it gives you the steps here to set up a form, attach it to here, do an opt-in, opt-out thing, and basically gives you the basics, and we can go in and out and back and forth all day long. And maybe based on this information, provide us with a professional and helpful YouTube script to promote Tanya's channel with food references. She likes barbecue. It's just how it is. So we're going to just give it a little bit. So now we got a YouTube script. We're going to figure out how to take this. We have social media posts, we have ideas, we have an email sequence. If you want to go there, just trying to think of loose ideas for marketing, and then see if we can get a YouTube script for the things based on what we're talking about. And video strategy chef, if you're tired of serving lukewarm live streams that leave you hungry for engagement, you come to the right place. It needs a bit of work. It's a little cheese, but we can go back and forth. I want to save you from that time. So that's kind of the idea of how to perceive things.
I like when it starts with a little cheese sometimes, because as somebody who's more on the reserved side for the content creation starting points, having the permission to come out the gate with a little cheese, even if you roll it back a bit, is a useful benefit sometimes.
The last one is more like her. She talks about stream like a boss, so it's kind of started to nail her there. While I'm here, that's a lot to go through. So we had the basics, we saw what it can output, and then we start diving into using transcripts and other things, and kind of just starting a marketing motion for those who don't really know where to start, how to promote their thing. And, you know, everybody wants to be a marketing professional. And as a community admin with a small team or solo, there's a lot of hats you're wearing. So nice to be able to have the ideas and kind of figure out things. From there, is there any particular questions that have come up that I could just jump in?
Yeah.
I kind of
we've got a couple.
For a bit.
Let's see, Elijah. So we've got Annette asked, I'm interested in how you configured the project, the instructions you built that with initially. So what are the general components to teeing off this process so that it knows it's like not a blank slate 5-year-old. It actually knows how to respond.
So good question. There are, in the different projects, you can add instructions. And you can basically say, here's like a pre-loaded prompt and instructions and everything you need. I didn't do that today. So we have things that are a little looser. I wanted to give you a sense of what the output is as a starting point, but you can come in here and dial in the persona, the client customers, was it ICP, if I can be a marketing pro, the preferred customer types, whatever your websites are, a little bio, a little thing about you, what color of underwear you want. It's silly, but you can go that deep if you want to, personality wise. And then you can kind of go through it. It could be a best friend if you want to go there. It might be unhealthy for most people, Deborah, but you're welcome to treat it like your best friend. And basically you want to have a conversation, because even if it's silly to say please and thank you, it helps you frame that tone, what you're asking, and kind of puts you in that mindset of being a polite professional. That's how I look at it, but you do you. Yeah.
It's helpful. I think you need to, the way I always thought about ChatGPT also, guys, is it's like, or any AI engine for that standpoint. It's like when you approach it, it's like walking up to a stranger on the street. And if you just ask it something without giving it any context, it will basically BS its way through an answer as best as it can with whatever is visible around it. But if you gave it a giant anthology of your work and of who you are and what you want or who your customer is, it's going to be a whole lot more specific and a whole lot more relevant. So there was a question in here actually from Tamara who asked, if you don't know marketing and ask ChatGPT for help and need to make sure it's correct, how does one make sure the info is correct? And Elijah, you can give your answer here, but my thing is always, it comes down to garbage in, garbage out, and the bumpers you put on the bowling lane to stop it from going off on autocomplete tangents where it fabricates stuff for the sake of having a finished sentence, but that isn't necessarily true. What's your experience there, Elijah?
Let's try it. Telling it, being specific helps. Not a marketing expert. Tell me the basics of marketing so that I can understand what to do next. Explain like I'm 5.
Yeah, the prompt structure is important, but more and more these models are becoming less like you need to engineer the prompt and more like you need to be very good at communicating, and talk to it like a human, but like a human that is extremely literal. Yeah, verifying, and Ali, great idea there, like where it's like you can verify between models. That's not a bad idea.
You can flip to different research, heavy, specific, or lighter ones. There's each of the models have different AI capabilities to go deeper, maybe code, maybe do visuals, maybe do writing and creative work, or to just go for the basic. Everybody is there. And somebody asked with the free one and the paid one, once you get in the paid tier, there are not as many limits. There are some with but you can go all day with this, which is also, if you struggle with willpower like I do, it might be nice to start with that. And if you like it, get it. If not, there are a slew of, there's Gemini, there's Microsoft's tool, there's Google's tool, there's the Apple's tool, there's all of them that you can try in different capacities. So chat isn't the only one. I just like it because it's the most generalist, I guess you could say, less specific than others. And that's just my preference. So we can kind of go through, the lemonade is your product because we just told it about the food. So it's going to hang with that. You decide how much to charge for a cup. That's your price. You set up on the sidewalk where thirsty folks walk by. That's your place. You have a big sign and shout lemonade for sale. That's your promotion. And it kind of gives you, and I asked for sources. I said, tell me like I'm 5, explain it like I'm simple. I don't know what I'm talking about. Help me with the sources and make sure you kind of prove. If you don't know, tell me, because it wants to be confident, like in a naively pukey way. Like, I'm the best thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I just spin around in circles and eat candy all day. That's not what we want to do as professionals, but as your kids, that's kind of, the sky is blue because it is. I'm just going to trust that, right? So it gives you a bit of information. Know your friends, pick a clear message, choose where and how, try it, then ask. Simple steps that you would think, oh yeah, that makes sense. But if you don't know, and it also gives you a checklist. One clear goal, ideal customer, simple message, 1 to 2 channels, and measure what works. Marketing 101, as far as I understand. I'm not a professional marketer, but I've had to lean into that stuff and figure it out too. So this helps. And the caveat is anything on the internet, you can't trust with, as far as you throw it, but it's better than what you had before. So sometimes you need human interaction, maybe a mentor or a coach or somebody to help you out. But most of it, you get a rough idea, at least to get you there as a starting motion and to kind of pick it up until you can afford to have someone in a professional space to consult and then fact check for you based on experience. That's kind of just how I've always perceived the internet.
No, and I would concur with that too, that it's like, this is just, remember, all language models are trained off of the collective, like, psychology and knowledge of the internet. So like they're basically, whatever's been published out there, either in text or in transcript, is what feeds this. And so it's only, it can be as correct as reputable sources or as incorrect as the comment section under fringe videos. So you really need to, this is not a replacement for your brain. It's a companion. And I think of it that way, is that it's another tool.
It's a sidekick, but in AI form. Who knew?
AI form. All right. So what do you got? What are you cooking up for us here now?
One second, sorry.
As I ask him to explain what he's doing while he's typing.
So I'm asking in vertical videos that are 15 to 35 seconds. So I have one of the live stream video that it's an introduction video on our YouTube page. I took a transcript from that and said, okay, maybe I want the best parts of the video that are for vertical videos. And I said that twice. We'll do this. Vertical videos are the iPhone or the Android phone style. They're up and down, not horizontal like this, where you have the widescreen like your TV. Just for those who know, and I want to resonate with the audience. I want to pick out things from this 10-minute video, 15 to 35-second clips that I can just go into the transcript, take my favorite video editing tool or Riverside or whomever, and just go to town. And it'll give me the best of in its opinion. So it's not perfect, but if you're strapped for time, it'll at least get you somewhere close to have content out there that you're at least be mostly proud of instead of having to take hours and hours. So I can just go in, even for heartbeat applications, I can go and say, okay, I'm strapped for time today. Mike wants me to do 2 extra videos and I want to make him happy. So how am I going to make this happen? Well, I have an assistant that goes through reads the transcripts and said, I like these words. These are really going to resonate with your audience. It's Tanya's audience perceived without the information what she wants, but at least we can go through her live stream video to help us go through. It gives you the transcript and the source and the timestamp usually, and it gives you some ideas. Put some words on the video. Maybe you can use some music or some sound effects, or maybe you want some captions for accessibility. So not only does it say, here's the video and the timestamp where you should go edit, roughly, at least as a starting point to kind of get a base, but it also gives you ideas how to level up that content. So that's kind of neat too. So we've done the email thing, we've done the transcript thing, we've done the YouTube script thing, and I just trying to touch on things. I know I went super fast, but I don't want to kind of have to sit here and make you guys read because you're already giving us some amount of time. So does that make sense? And do you have questions that have kind of it helped kind of inspire more questions, or is this like I can go do this tomorrow, easy peasy?
Yeah, guys, weigh in the chat. I do have a question here we'll get to, but weigh in the chat if you're feeling more confident, if this has just opened up more questions for you, by all means, we're happy to dig into those. There is one here from Deborah from a little earlier in the chat about, is the only difference between free and paid tiers how many prompts you can use, or does it affect the length of the prompts or the quality of the results that you're getting? Can you quantify that for us?
From my experience using OpenAI service chat, it gives you a couple hours usually, or there's a certain time frame, so many requests that you can go back and forth with. Sometimes maybe you're trying to create an image and it'll let you do an image a day, or there's there's a higher model that's pardon me, a research model for writing. It only lets me do so many things till I have to jump up the tier. So it's kind of like a subscription model, right? Like anything else, it lets you do so much. But as far as the back and forth when you're doing most of these applications across the board, not just for GPT, obviously there'll be a premium feature where you can do more, iterate more, but there is limits. I don't know what they are. Sometimes it's a couple hours. Sometimes you go for 2 or 3 or 4 hours. It says, hey, you can't use this anymore, but we'll put you on the, I don't know, the basic tier, maybe the most common, the most generalist one. So you won't get as much refinement, but you can still use it, or come back tomorrow and you can kind of pick up where you left off. So it's not necessarily what you can do, it's how long you can do it for my experience.
Awesome. And Deborah says, thank you. She was paid and dropped down to free because she wasn't using it as often.
Good call. You want to make the most of, especially if you're starting a community, you only have so many dollars to spare, and it's probably out of your pocket till you start up and get some people coming in there with the paid tiers, right? And
that is true, Elijah, just in general from a Heartbeat community, like the Hearth space and all the other folks who build on Heartbeat who are not in the Hearth, is most folks are bootstrappers or it's their first venture. So like we're all kind of startups of one, or maybe a partnership, or maybe just a small group of people at most. And Deborah did notice that when she downgraded, she didn't lose her projects that she started in the paid tier. So if you guys did need to control costs, that is an option.
It's tough to go through every single scenario and system and all the things that we do, but I thought it'd be a great use of time just to kind of frame how I think about things as a creative, to kind of approach this as a different entity. Because when you go with one sentence, it says, hey, do this thing. And for a machine that can search the internet of millions and millions of pieces of document in seconds, it's going to pull out it's a guess. Right? It's just going to pull out something literally out of thin air in the digital space and come back at you. So the more specific you are, the more interesting you can make it, more words and context and research you can pile into the thing by attaching, then you can go from there. I was going to use the example of one. It's a client, but we won't share any information, but we'll go into the chat and configure. So for this particular person, you can see all of the things that I have had to use as a prompt, and it's called a custom GPT. So I want to create a newsletter every week. So I go in and say, these are all the things that I want, which is a long document, maybe 300, 400 words, maybe more. And it goes through all the steps. It's what to do, how to prompt me, how to react, how to go through the motion, how to take the steps. So if you get to that level, you can go in and have a custom, here's a one button, I want to do the thing all the time. So when you get comfortable with the exploration, the back and forth, and you've honed in something enough, and it's an automated task, maybe it's just checking your calendar every day, I don't know. You can get it into this custom GPT where you put the instructions in once, you label a button, and it does it for you, push the thing, and it just kind of goes to town. And if you get
and it'll reference a certain body of work.
right,
Also,
and you can attach things, so you can go in and put those documents in so it refers to it every single time, so it just doesn't summarize. So if you want to put in transcripts, you want to put in brand document guides, you want to put in, I don't know, extra fodder for all the cool stuff that you come up with your community, throw it in there in a Google Drive or a Word doc or whatever you have, a text file, pop it in. So that's a nice way to kind of do that one-stop shop, as someone was talking about. You can do the instructions for a project, kind of give it a frame of reference, kind of here's the vibe, here's the heart and soul of the thing. Now, keep this in mind every time I ask you to do a thing within the project. I just went cold and said, let's do a thing. So you're going to get a little bit of a difference and a bit of time needed to kind of figure it out. But usually in a couple of days, it'll start to learn and kind of hone in on what you're after. And then you can kind of keep iterating from there.
I like it. And guys, in keeping with the general theme of the session too, like when you're asking it to like find the scroll stopping hooks based on the transcript of your voice, it's going to create something that is authentically your brand. Versus if you say, make 5 scroll stopping hooks, please, and you give it nothing, it's going to come up with the standard kind of AI slop that we all have started to recognize in the feed. So like that is the main difference here between what keeps your voice and your authentic self intact. And if you create content to market your community or to promote the experiences within your community, that's a great first step. This way, it's still you. It's still the vibe of your community. It's still the tone of you as the leader and the founder of that community. So Elijah, are you doing that comparison right now?
Yeah. So this is just give me 5 social media hooks for a YouTube channel that's super popular. Pretty vague. It's silly again, but you like, here's one tweak that our tool took from 10 to 100,000. This has nothing to do with what she's doing, right? So that's kind of the specificity of the whole thing. I usually use a line and a colon and then put point form bullets with a dash and just kind of go, here's the thing I want to do with this, with that, with this. When this happens, how about this? Ensure this and make sure this happens. Send. So you probably have 10, maybe even 20 bullet points if you're getting super specific to train the thing to do the thing, because you're assuming it comes in with nothing. It has 0 clue. And it's a 5-year-old that's going to get very distracted very quickly and very lost at the thing before you run out of patience.
Yeah. And it can hallucinate, guys. It can make up things that are patently untrue or illogical just to seem complete and confident.
Because that prediction element, it tries to predict the future and what's coming next. It happens to kind of just have that overstated confidence. I know everything. It's kind of like our preteens. They go to school, I'm the best thing ever, until they get stuffed in a locker. Then their ego goes to the floor. It's just kind of that thing that you have to set the boundaries or basis with chat to give it a little realistic flavor. Yeah.
We did have a question here. Rebecca asked earlier, I think we had some chatting about it, but would you create a GPT, then a project, or keep working from the same project?
For me, it comes down to use case. For projects, I feel they're kind of more one-off things or maybe semi-automated. For a GPT, I would make sure that that thing is dialed in to where I want it to go, the project, and that would iterate into a GPT or a custom operating thing. And you can schedule it out and do all those fancy things. So it almost becomes a very automated assistant for that one specific task, in my opinion. So if you have a particular LinkedIn post for Deborah or for Rebecca, and you want to talk about the Olympics that you went to and talk about the things that you did, I think it was the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. I'm just going to call her out for fun, and how to become a gold medal Olympian. And maybe she wants to have a series of posts on LinkedIn. That would be something cool to put into GPT.
Definitely.
But for projects, I think it's just kind of day-to-day stuff that maybe it's, I don't know, different social media posts, or it's a social media category, I would say a project is, or a YouTube category, or a live stream category. I'll put those things in different projects for clients, for example. And then GPT, I would say, is very specific, minute tasks that you do at a nauseating level. That's when GPT comes in.
There you go. And Deborah did mention that they're using don't have old projects, just old chats. They've used chats like they are projects because they learn your voice. Thoughts on that? Like good, bad, neutral? Is there an enhancement to just going back to the same chat over and over again and then iterating through it? I think it kind of works the same way.
I think if we use in a chat or a project, you have a basic understanding. It's almost like it's memory resets, like a 10-second Tom for old movies. You like, hi, I'm Tom. 10 seconds later, hello, how are you? There's no consistent memory across the projects. It's very contained. So yeah, keep it going if you want to do the thing. But if you switch gears, it's going to remember, in this case, that Tanya likes food and barbecue, and she has a YouTube channel and all these things, and she's the boss TV sort of thing. So if you go start talking about Mike and his community, it's going to bring up stuff that it remembers from Tanya, and then kind of construe things. I don't want to say screw it up, but mix it up, which is
interpolate.
Yeah.
It'll blend them together. Yeah, it'll stir
Mike
that
comes
up.
up with the fancy words. I'm just here to make it happen. Thank you.
I am a word nerd, so I do that. Yes.
Deborah, for
awesome. Sure. And then we did have a tip from Ali that you can hit the context window pretty quickly if your chat goes on too long.
Right.
That is a good
sometimes
point.
they'll come up with an extra window to have a specific document that you're creating. Oh, create me a Word document or a PowerPoint or a slide deck or something like that. And Ali's right. It'll come up with a pop-up window to make sure that it's contained in the thing, because you're right. Those chats will go on forever if you let them.
And Tamara comments that, not to age myself, but it feels like that in 2 to 3 years, staff are going to be hired in how they use AI, not the actual job. That is already happening in many industries.
With programmers especially, because you don't have entry-level programmers anymore because AI can do most of that work. So the senior programmers are there to make sure the code is safe against cybersecurity threats, and as well to review the code that it's more efficient for the machine, so it's not hogging down resources. So it's almost like you have to now jump in as an adult child of mine who just went through an electrical program, can't get a job because they're relying on technology to do most of the entry-level things, where you have all these senior people almost have to jump to step 2 or 3. So yeah, definitely a problem that we have to figure out.
We'll all be, even individual contributors will be middle managers of all their chats.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the factory industry, right? You have all these people that are super specialized to fix the robots or whatever it is in the automotive sector, for example. More of a North American reference, but you get the idea. You have those senior people that maybe cost more, but there's less of them. And there's a whole economics game. I'm going to go into a rabbit hole, and nobody cares. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's okay. So I think, all right, guys. So we've got all the ways that you can feed ChatGPT your voice, your content. Elijah, you wanted to turn these into some resources, right? That our audience can take away with them, but we're going to put them in the hearth. Is that right? That's the way we're going to distribute that?
Come up with some ideas, and I have some stuff. I just got to finish it up, hopefully by next week for you, Mike. But if you folks are in the Heartbeat community in the Hearth, I'm going to put out Ask a Community, if that's cool. And then we'll just get some ideas to see if there's anything specific that you want help with to kind of figure out how to do the thing. And I'll test it out and get something going, and we can kind of go through those guides, and also the generic, what I'm doing, how to think about it, how to basically perceive, and how to approach the GPT systems or AI systems if you want to use Gemini or whatever. So those will be Wonderful. There soon. Aim for next week, Mike.
Next week. Awesome, guys. And what I'll do also is I will download the chat and give you that so you can feed that into your custom GPTs, so you can see all the questions and thoughts and feedback that people have been sharing along the way in the live.
That's
little
a good
tidbit
idea.
For you guys.
We'll maybe do an exercise to summarize all the things, because you're going to have webinars and videos and all that. That's a great use case for sure, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. So what I'd like you to do is we start to wind up where we're at here. Do want to give you guys a reminder of all the great things we have going on. But before I do any of that, before you leave, tee up in the chat, but don't click send. What's one awesome thing, one amazing thing you're grateful for Elijah, for this group to have translated, helped you understand, or otherwise taught you directly that you didn't know before? What's your main takeaway? Tee that up in the chat. We're going to send it all together. Just think about that. Take a quick second, write that in. Before we do, I do want to pull up a quick screen share about what we have as a thank you for those of you guys who have attended this session for us. My share is not working. There it goes. Okay, we're going to share a window. Here we are. All right, guys. So wanted to let you guys know, if you're not yet off the fence and into the building of a community, and you want to start a brand new community or a new instance or a new trial with Heartbeat, and this inspired you, because now it feels like it's a little bit easier to create the content that goes into your community or that goes into promoting your community, you can start a brand new community with Heartbeat at 50% off for your first 3 months on the growth or starter tier, just by going to heartbeat.chat/Elijah before midnight on Friday, midnight Eastern time. All of Heartbeat is a all-in-one platform for community businesses. It is an operating system to run your community, everything to monetize, to have chats, to have events, to have coaching sessions at scale, to have document libraries, member directories, everything that you need on your own website. And so if you have not started one yet, we recommend that you do, and we wanted to make it a little bit easier that you could. So for those who have not started one yet, you can start a new Heartbeat community with a 2-week free trial to begin with, and then 50% off for your first 3 months just by using heartbeat.chat/Elijah as a thank you. Appreciate you guys hanging out here with us today. I will stop the share here for now. Now, share what you guys have. I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, 3, 2, 1, and we'll put in the chat, what is your main takeaway, so Elijah can leave feeling like he left us with something. So we're going to count down. We're going to do it.
I already
3,
did. Oh, shoot. 2,
1. Elijah's breaking the rules. All right, click send on your chat. We have a beautiful waterfall of content. Clarifying AI a bit more on how to use it better. The YouTube transcript tip was popular. I had jumped into ChatGPT without any knowledge. Thank you for giving me new ideas on how to get the most out of the application.
Yeah.
Kim writes, I didn't know I could give my chat content so that it can be my voice. Thank you. Elijah has a great voice. Oh, that's just a direct compliment to you, sir.
If you close your eyes, Rebecca, I'll look even better. So you're welcome.
We got the YouTube transcript tip. I love that. Also, already started a free trial. Oh, so if you've already started a free trial, if you're in the free trial, just ask support. If you're in a free trial, yes, and you want to do that, just reach out to the support team about that.
Make it count.
Yes. Meeting more AI nerds. We're a hoot. Tamara, thank you. We try to be at least one hoot, if not more than one hoot.
That word makes me good. Thank you.
Awesome. Prompting clearly and providing exact info from Celine. Yes, awesome feedback from everybody here. I do also want to remind everyone that we do these tutorials periodically in the Hearth on topics like this that help community businesses do all the things that you need to do to grow and to be sustainable and profitable. We do have a session coming up on August 6th about affiliates and how you can use that, how to make that ridiculously easy as a growth strategy for your community. So if that sounds interesting, go over into the Hearth, RSVP for that event to get that invite on your calendar. If you're not in the Hearth, join. It is free. You can ask the community for input. You can submit tickets if you need help from the tech team. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of pages of resources in there, including recordings of content and resources like the ones Elijah is going to put in there. And you can chat with the tutorial hosts because they're all members. Also, if you haven't, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on LinkedIn, and follow our LinkedIn newsletter. All these places are where we put out amazing content like this for you guys all the time, whether you're a longtime community builder on Heartbeat or brand new. We try to give you guys everything you need to succeed. And of course, Elijah, DM Elijah if you want to hang on LinkedIn. He put that in the chat. It's linkedin.com/in/Elijah-drown to have you the creative sidekick in your DMs. That's how you get that done. Elijah, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for bringing this amazing topic to everyone. Immediately actionable, immediately helpful, and everybody seemed to really love it based on the chat.
So, and hit me up, ask the community. We'll get some ideas flowing and continue the conversation there. And I'll have those ideas and guides next week for you, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it, guys. Check us out. Elijah's in the Hearth. Elijah's on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube and LinkedIn, and of course, always in the Hearth as well.
And
so
we're doing a prize for 1,000 subs on YouTube, right? Can we ask the boss man for a little?
Can we ask boss man? We'll figure something out. Yeah, man. Because I mean, I have the power. So yeah, we'll just do it.
We're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah. Get us to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. All right, get us to 1,000.
To give away money. All right.
I'm gonna have to give something away. I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna go tell the boss we're gonna have to do it. That's it. You heard it here. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in live. Appreciate you all being here. We'll see you on the next tutorial. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, guys. Have a great one.